starting a hiking project to climb the 11 highest peaks in Texas, all of them over 8,000 feet. 9 of them are here in the Guadalupe Mountains National Park, and 2 are in the Davis Mountains. But here's the list I plan on doing. Some of these I've already done before, but I'm going to do them all again. Hope to do it within a year, in the year 2025, but I don't really have a completion date in mind. Today is April 12th, so it's already starting to get pretty warm here, so I may not get to do too many. I may have to finish this up in the fall or next year. Of the 11 peaks, only 4 of them actually have trails, so the other 7 will be off trail. Forecasted high today was 69. The actual high is going to be around 89. So what's amazing is they had 5 inches of snow here last weekend. So today I'm going to climb what is kind of unofficially known as Mt Pratt. Park Service doesn't call it Mt Pratt. In fact, they'd heard of that name, but they refused to use it when I was talking to them. They actually said they're not allowed. They can't name it because it's in a wilderness area. It has to be done by Congress or maybe the state legislature. But anyway, but most people just call it Mt Pratt, and you can find a lot of YouTube videos of people climbing it. But I'm going to do Mt Pratt and then go from there over to Hunter Peak. I made it to Trail Crest. I'm going to turn right and head down into the bowl. Here's a tank at the top of Bear Canyon. And this is usually a good shady spot to take a break, and I'm going to have lunch right there. Alright, I just finished lunch and now I'm headed down into the bowl area on the bowl trail. It's not very far down here to our turn off where we'll head off trail. We're coming down into the bottom of the bowl where we'll go off trail, and we're going to try to get up on this saddle right there, and we'll just see what it looks like when we get over there. Right over there is an old tank when they used to run cattle in here. To our left should be an old cabin left over from those days, and the Park Service used to use it, I think, as a fire cabin. But I understand a pine tree fell on it and did it in, but I don't know if we'll see it over there or not. Somewhere along here we need to start up. Got it on GPS. I'm going to pull it out and look and see where I think the best area is to head up. Oh, it's some tough going. And all those little plants you see are thorns. Thorn bushes. We're getting close to the top of this first little rise. Made it on top of that first climb. There's Guadalupe. And the high one to the left is Hunter. This one directly in front of us. And we can't see it from here, but you can see it from parts of the boat trail. But there's a weather station on top of that hill. The rangers put it up there, but when I told them where I was coming, they specifically said, do not go over there by that. So we didn't get anywhere near it. We are headed this way, and still can't see Mt Pratt, but should be able to see it from the top of this. You may not be able to see it through there, but there's our first look at the top of Mt Pratt. I don't want to drop down here, so let's try to stay left along this ridge. Pretty down in here. This place not many people make it to. Come see. Wow, you can see all the way down the front of the Guadalupes. Carlsbad cabins out there somewhere. Good look at Mt Pratt. Somehow we ended up in a bramble patch, what you call this. It's when you think it's going to open up and be a little easier, you run into this, but we're close now. Made it over to the ridge, get out of the thorn bushes, and there is a view there. Oh man, wind's definitely picking up. There's a little game trail right on top of this ridge. That certainly made things easier. I think definitely gonna be my way out of here. But you can see the northern edge, western edge of the Guadalupes. And over here you can see the eastern side. This is a cool spot. I'll get on this little saddle up the last little ridge to the top of Pratt. Well, this is the top of Pratt, where the actual high point is. I'm not sure. But that area right there is full of thorn bushes, so that's the high point. I'm just going to go around it. We're up here. Fortunately, not a lot of views. Took me 5 hours from the car to here. I was over optimistically thinking 4, but certainly full 5 hours. So, I'm not going to hang out here much. One, there's no views really. Two, we got to get a long way. We got to get back on trail. And once we get back on official trail, we'll have to hoof it to finish this hike and get out of here before dark. So, I'm going to go over here and sit down, take a drink of water, start the hike out of here. And the wind's definitely picking up quite a bit. Ranger said it was probably going to get up to about 45 miles an hour. It's not near there yet, but it's getting 20, 25 at least. Here's looking back up Mt Pratt. We just came down from there, cross over and then down and up. And well, the views from Mt Pratt were disappointing. The views from this point right here are absolutely worth it. That is amazing. I mean, that is the northwest edge of the Guadalupe Mountains. There's the southeast edge of the Guadalupe Mountains. And then the very far south point of Guadalupe Mountains, Guadalupe Peak. There are a lot of great views in this park. I'm going to put this one up there with the best of them. Just amazing. Along this ridge, drop down the other side back into the bowl. We ought to be back on trail here pretty quick. There's that old cabin. Trough. It's been a while since I've been here, but I've been here quite a few times. Whenever I would do the bow trail, just for a day hike, a lot of times I would make my way over to here and have lunch here at this old cabin. I don't think I've ever seen in it though, it's always been closed. Yeah, they said this pine tree fell on it. It used to have a sign on it that said it was storage for firefighting equipment. You weren't allowed in. Yeah, fire cache. I'm not going in there. I may sit here and drink some water though. Just a little further to go and I'll be back on the bowl trail. And here it is. There's a little cairn right there. We'll walk through this little gateway up here and be off to Hunter. Look, that hole in the tree. Nobody's home. A little bit of snow. Here's the Hunter Peak turnoff. It is windy. But this is the top of Hunter Peak. It says Pine Top. 1943. It's pushing me around. It's got to be 40, maybe 50 at times. But we've completed the loop and headed back down. Like I say, it's 20 degrees hotter than I expected, and so I'm running a little low on water. I got half a liter. I figure it's going to take me 2 hours to get down, so at least should be okay. That should be plenty. But I am rationing a little, so I am kind of thirsty, but I feel okay. I am tired though. That was rough. Those off-trail stuff here is just, yeah, you just way underestimate what you think it's going to take. So, live and learn. But I made it. I'm glad I did it. Like I say, saw parts of the park that few people see, and just some amazing views, including this one. But we're going to head down there. Probably won't film any till I get back to the truck though, so I am going to start moving. Well, I made it back to the trailhead. Unfortunately, this parking lot was full when I got here, so I had to park in the lower lot. So I still got about a quarter mile to go to the car. Whew. But there's water here, so I'm going to refill the water bottle. Alright, I am almost back to the truck. And I am beat. I knew that was going to be hard. I'm tired. Thirsty. Looking forward to getting off my feet. But it was worth it. Never a bad time here. So, thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.